Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. This is your starter guide for Juri in Street Fighter 6. We're currently in Season 3 of the game right now, and there's been changes to Juri, some maybe not as big as others, but she's not exactly the same character she was at launch no more, and I figure this is as good a time as any just to make a Juri guide, given that she's got a new costume and all that, just to go over everything about the character. And this video is going to be pretty total. So we're going to be covering the absolute basics, fundamental stuff for her, moveset, all that. We're going to be covering a lot of very advanced topics and concepts as well, and all points in between. So there'll be timestamps in this video so you can skip forward to whatever makes sense for you. Since we do have timestamps, if you could leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I guess just to start off here, let's talk the pros and cons of Juri. Why would you want to pick Juri anyways? So to start with Juri's pros, there's a lot to love here, even on the most basic level. She's got good walk speed. Walk speed is always one of the most important things you can have in a traditional 2D fighter. She's one of the faster characters in the game. And she also has very good buttons, either for pressure, for range, for neutral control. She just has kind of good buttons overall. And we'll talk a lot about them as we go through the video. She plays good Street Fighter in both the classical sense of walk speed, buttons, neutral, footsies, and also in the Street Fighter 6 sense of crouch medium kick into drive rush, raw drive rush in the button, as she has one of the better raw drive rushes in the game. So in both senses of good Street Fighter, both the classical definition and just, the modern incarnation, she's very good at it, and that's a good thing. She has a very unique pressure game, just things like her very non-standard projectile game and the fact that it's very difficult for the cast to interact with it. Very few characters can actually interact with her low scraping the ground projectile at all, and that it gives her just a lot of easy bake offenses. You can drive rush or pressure, or you can do whatever you want after the fact. That's kind of the deal here. So the fact that she has a very unique pressure option that no one else really gets in the same way. You can't just see it coming and then toss an EX fireball to get rid of it. It doesn't work that way. Once it's on the screen, it's just a reality you gotta deal with, and that can be scary. And she just has a good all-rounder moveset. A lot of people will take this for granted, but she has, say, an invincible DP reversal. A lot of the cast does not. Sometimes it feels like the tier list is almost made up of haves and have-nots in that way, because usually the characters without it tend to suffer a little bit, right? So having that just on demand, you might take it for granted, but it's actually kind of huge. It's simply really nice to have a get-off-me move. A lot of characters don't have that. In comparison to herself in older games, a lot of her stock-based moves, the fact that you can do them without stocks. Obviously, they're not quite as good. You need the stocks to really make them what they want to be, but you're now no longer just handicapped, right? Before Street Fighter 4, you had to always hold negative edge and let go of the button. And in Street Fighter 5, you always had to have the stock or you couldn't do the move. Now, you can do the move whenever. So say you want to do quarters forward, heavy kick into level 3. You can, even if you don't have a stock. This was not a guarantee, before, say in Street Fighter 5, they could just do a move. You needed the stocks, now you don't need the stocks. It's always better to have the stocks, but you don't need them. And also, you can spend bar and get an even better version of the various moves without the stock as well. So if you want to sit on it for a longer combo extension, that's there. And speaking of exactly that, she has some of the easiest combos in the game. You don't got to think too hard about what they are. You just kind of do them and they just kind of work, right? She's blessed with very easy, very, very easy and powerful, just basic chains and just drive rush combo structure. A lot of characters got to work harder, have to think about, okay, are they standing or are they crouching or something? Juri can just kind of go burr and not think about it too hard and it'll always work. So you can worry, put your mental stack on other problems. She also happens to be one of the best characters at inflicting burnout. Thanks to changes made to her Feng Shui engine, the fact that it can hit now, take a bar off your drive gauge like a level 2 would, and then you can do it in that same combo, a drive impact to take another gauge, so she can take 2 bars off of you. So if you are, 2 or less bars, you're always in threat of being burned out against her. So that's really nice. But basically, it's almost all upside. She's good at classic Street Fighter, good walk speed, good buttons, good neutral, good combo structure, easy combo structure, a lot of unique traits that really only belong to her. She's good at forcing burnout in a game where forcing burnout's one of the best things you can do. Not many characters can do it the same way as Juri. Her level 2 in general lets you have crazy combos, all that kind of stuff, right? There's just a lot of upsides. So that said, what are the downsides, if any? Now, going on the cons, there's not many. Like, we talked about it already. Like, she does a lot of what you need out of this game, but we didn't mention the stock system, right? So she does a lot of cool things with stocks, and you don't even need stocks in Street Fighter 6 specifically to do a lot of your moves just to make them better. But, like, she is not at her full potential without a couple stocks in, right? If there's not the threat of, like, oh, I just randomly caught you, now I can extend, you know, my combo past the normal point and got a lot more damage than I normally would, right? It does, you know, take a lot of the bite out of the character. Having the stocks is good. And if you don't have them, it's bad. Like, getting a stock compared to, you know, some other characters that got to build various mechanics, it's fairly trivial, honestly. Like, it's not difficult in any way, shape, or form. But just, you will be in positions where, like, oh man, I wish I had a stock or two. And then you're like, well, don't got them. And the fact that you can be without, you know, some of your edge is profoundly a negative, even if it's not a giant one. Another one is the projectile. So the projectile is one of her key strengths, but it's a projectile only in, like, it helps her pressure. Like, you're not participating in any zoning wars, right? Like, if Guile's chucking booms at you, like, you might be lucky to, like, do a store on one of them, but it's not like this is an equal trade in any way, shape, or form, right? So if someone's exceptionally projectile heavy, like, this is not going to save you. This is not going to dissuade people from tossing their own projectiles in any way, shape, or form. You just got to kind of deal with them like every other character. Like, she's not particularly strong against zoning. Like, having a fireball doesn't mean she gets to participate in that game plan necessarily. It's not a conversation she's a part of. Sometimes you might trade, but then again, her projectile, it's not like it does more damage or anything like that. It's not like it's fast, that if you both hit each other in the head, you get, like, you're going to come screaming in after the fact. Usually probably be able to parry it or deal with it in some easy way. So this just means it's a good pressure tool, but you're not taking part of a conversation. You can't just go, haha, EX fireball, blow through your fireball, hit you in the other end, gain positioning, gain... Like, that doesn't work the same for Juri like a normal projectile character would. And then there's stuff like Feng Shui Engine. So yes, Feng Shui Engine gives you very interesting combos for sure. Like, it lets you do things you normally can't do. Like, here's an example from the companion combo guide. This is the kind of stuff that'll scare people off. Do you need to know this combo? No, you don't. The most important thing, honestly, for Feng Shui Engine is, like, a couple, you know, like, double overhead setups and forcing burnout on the opponent. You don't need to know a combo like that. But knowing that it's there and not being able to do that in a match might bug some people, right? I'll tell you, that kind of combo is not always terribly applicable in real match situations. It's a neat to know kind of thing. It's not a must know. But for the kind of people who want, like, total mastery of a character, like, that might be beyond, like, maybe your hands aren't fast enough. Lord knows it took me a couple tries to get that combo for the video, right? So if you see exceptionally long combos, and just the fact that they exist and you're not doing them, that bothers you to some degree, that could be perceived as a negative. Although I do want to assuage your fears that you really, really don't need to know the exceptionally longer combos like that. They're cool, they're neat to know, but, like, I'll tell you right now, this combo is more important than all of that, all right? Like, you'll be using that combo 1,000 times for every one time that'll happen. Besides that, there's not much. Juri's mostly upside. Like, stand heavy kick does have a decent recovery hurt box. It's legitimately a good button to fish with, but, like, it's out there a little bit longer than some other comparable buttons. So, like, while you're just doing that, you might get whiff punish on a little bit easier than some other characters. That said, she's got tons of rate normal. She doesn't need that. Like, it's nice to have forward heavy kick. It's just as good in a lot of situations. It can be perfectly safe while doing it as long as you space it correctly. So it's not something you need, although it's good to have. But if you're the kind of person who just, like, wants to just toss them out and buffer it behind it, a little bit of overuse on that is a little bit worse on her compared to some other characters. But besides all that, like, legitimately, it's just mostly upside. Juri is mostly upside. She's always been a good character, and frankly, I think she will always remain a good character. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. Maybe not tippity top tier, but, you know, that's how you get by, right? You say, well, oh, my character's not top 3, therefore they're perfectly fine, and they might be top 5, but that, you know, the little lies we tell ourselves, right? So Juri's a great character for that specifically, where you don't want to get accused of playing top tier, but you don't want to play a weak character either. But yeah, so, but overall, Juri's mostly upsized. There's not much actually wrong with her. So now this is the part of the video where we'll go over her moveset. So first off, Fuhajin. This is cortical backhand kick. And this is kind of important because this is what gives you your store mechanic and your various store moves, and well, it's sort of a big part of the character, right? But it's also an important attack in and of itself, as you're going to be using it for like basic combos, basic B&Bs. Like you're going to be using it all the time. Block strings, it's a workhorse of a move. The fact that it gives you the stocks is frankly a nice bonus. So no matter what button you press, you get a stock. You can whiff, you can hit, you can get block. It doesn't matter. You always get a stock. So that's nice. Another nice trait is, yes, it will destroy projectiles. Now, don't rely on this a lot, because a lot of characters that'll throw a projectile, they'll tempt you into wanting to do it. If it's like, say, a slow one like Chun-Li, while you're doing it, she could be drive rushing right behind you to kill you. You know, so don't be tempted to do it. Or if they're doing an enhanced version, well, it ain't gonna work out for you. If you're doing an enhanced version, you can't trade with it. You could do your EX version, I guess, to trade with the EX version. That'd be a monumental waste, though. Now, so you do the move. That's it. Like that's it. And it's core for a lot of basic combo structure. What's very important, though, is what it is on block. As you're going to be doing this a lot on block. It's going to be a move that's going to save your life a lot on block. As the light version is -4. And notice here, I'll say a common string would use it on here, forward heavy kick. -4 at this distance means you're absolutely unpunishable. Nothing's going to happen to you. And you have better walk speed than most of the cast. So you can mostly walk out for very little consequence. The medium version is -6 with a bit more pushback. Also has a bit more range. Notice here you're even further away as long as you do it at the right range. If you do it at point blank, some characters could get you. But then again, don't do it at point blank. The heavy version, less so. That's -8. A lot of characters will be able to do something to punish you at that point. Don't tempt fate. Usually on block strings, you're going to want to use the light or the medium version. Light if you're beside him, medium if you're just a little bit further away. So just generally strings where you know you're just going to do it. You can hit confirm the block. Okay, I might as well get a free store, push him out just a little bit, be a little bit negative, not punishable, and just kind of reset the neutral, right? So it's a good way to build stores, just kind of poke, just see what happens. And you get the hit, great. If not, great, kind of. Like you're still getting stocks, you're still winning in that regard. So this is absolutely one of your biggest workhorse moves. Now, another thing to note about Fuhajin is the light and medium versions are just knockdowns. And they will give you some of your best knockdown pressure. There'll be whole sections about that later in this video. The heavy one, though, is a launcher. So you won't be able to combo into the heavy one too often, but it will give you basically a free attack after the fact. Usually it'll be the pinwheel attack, but it can be a couple different things as well. The enhanced version also launches, and it'll combo off lights, right? Normally for like the heavy version to launch, it's got to be off a heavy button. This will work off just light, so it's a lot easier. Although, frankly, honest, it's usually not worth the bar. You get a really, really exceptionally good knockdown off light and medium Fuhajin, and like a couple more points of damage you would get off the EX, unless it's gonna kill, is almost never gonna be worth giving up that positioning. So don't really consider an option too often, but I guess the option is there. Now, next up, let's talk Tensenrin. This is your uppercut style move. A lot of older players like myself, and I'll probably do this multiple times in the video, call this move the pinwheel, because she just kind of spins like a pinwheel. This is, you know, the standard uppercut style move, the standard anti-air kind of move. The enhanced version is indeed full invincible. Invincible to everything. So this is your get off me button. The regular versions, they're a little bit different. The light version, as you can see here, doesn't quite go the same arc as the other ones, but medium and heavy are generally your anti-airs, as they have actual air invulnerability. So say someone's jumping at you, right? You don't want to deal with that. You just do this, you're invincible to the jump in. Really kind of end the story, right? So as long as you're mildly on the ball, people can't jump at you. So that's what's just really strong about the move. So that's really strong. And once again, though, that's the difference, is this is only air invulnerable. So if they're hitting you on the ground, the enhanced version will save you. The regular version will get you punched in the face because it's not invincible to ground attacks. That's the difference. But yeah, the light version, mostly for grounded combos. It does combo from stand light kick, so if you're looking more extended hit confirms off lights, that's a good way to do it. Also can go into a level 3, although the cancel window is a little tight, so you got to be quick about it compared to like the heavier versions. Since it's airborne, you can't go into a level 3. But if you're going to level 3, you should save it for cortical forward kick anyway. But regardless, just telling you your options. But yeah, it's basically your anti-jump and slash just universal defensive mechanic move. So now we have Shikusen. This is the dive kick. Technically 2 parts, as the dive kick itself, cortical back kick in the air, just does 1 hit, and then if you do a follow button, well, then you get more attacks. It does very respectable damage when you get all the hits all untold, and a good amount of corner carry. And its main use is mostly like you catching the enemy doing something. When it comes to like bullying dive kicks, like say a Kami, not quite, unfortunately, because even if you space it well, almost at every range is still going to be punishable. Like even here, like that's about it. It's still -4. Even if you do the enhanced version, we'll talk about that in a moment here, it could still be quite negative. It's not meant to be used like that. It's mostly as a punish, catching the opponent doing something tool, and you can only do it from a forward jump, FYI. So you do have to commit to doing something going forward towards the enemy. Can't neutral jump or back jump or anything like that. So it's a gotcha move mostly. The enhanced version, much the same here, except it knocks up instead of away. Meaning, you get follow-ups, you get more damage. There's more things you get to do. And there's a little bit of some nuance with it as well. If you go a little deep, then wait just a split second, then go for it, you can do things like drive rush after fact and then get combo ability in that way. So there's stuff, examples in the companion combo guide. There's stuff here. Like you can get some stuff going on. It's kind of expensive and it does take the read. Use it at distances where a forward jump won't get you killed, basically. So you can just kind of do it and just see what they did. If they tossed a fireball, did something, you just kind of scream in, get your damage. And if not, then not, you know? Not as good as some other dive kicks in the game like Jamie or Kami, but nor is it meant to be. It's a move with a specific use case for specific situations versus a cudgel that catches everything. Now onto the stock moves. Let's talk Saihasho, the projectile. And throughout the rest of the video, I'm just going to call it projectile or fireball. So, FYI. But yeah, this is one of the cornerstones of her pressure, because you just toss it, and very precious few characters have any way of interacting with this move. It's coming, and you just gotta deal. It's a fact of life now. Like, yeah, maybe you just sit there and parry, and maybe while you're sitting there and parry, I'll drive rush in and throw you before it even gets to you, right? That's something I can do. It's nice and slow, and it takes a while to get where it's going, and that's one of the scariest things about it. A proper fight is a conversation in a lot of ways. And when this is on the screen, in a lot of ways, you now dominate the conversation for the few seconds you'll have this live. Because this is really what the match devolves. It's only a few seconds, but the match will devolve to the fact this is on the screen, and now we both got to deal with that reality. It's not like it's a high damage move. It doesn't win the game in and of itself, but it sets the tone in a really good way. Because once again, I can do this and drive rush after the fact, and that's a whole thing in and of itself. Maybe I'll arrive a little bit before, maybe I'll arrive a little bit after, who knows, right? And hopefully the opponent doesn't. And it just sets up a lot of stuff. Like, that's really all there is to it. It's a basic concept of fighting game. Slow fireball, pressure behind the slow fireball. There's a lot to work with there. Considering it's also very active, depending on when it hits, it can be incredibly advantage on hit or on block. I'm +7 here, right? Normally, point blank, I would be -3, but it's slow. It takes a while to get where it's going, right? And it doesn't always have to hit on frame 1. So it can create a lot of pressure, high pressure situations, especially in the corner. Or, not to that, like it can be just a combo starter in and of itself. It doesn't even have to be just pressure, right? You can just do this, toss out, and just see what happens. Doubly true for the enhanced version. So the enhanced version, if you're playing on classic controls, that's cortical forward, light kick, and medium kick, because each different combination gives you a different store move. But this one, it is now multiple hits, it now knocks down, and it makes scenarios like this all the deadlier yet. Also, it counts as a juggle starter. So you can just kind of go into whatever if it actually connects. So very, very powerful in that way. I wouldn't necessarily commit to burning bar just randomly mid-screen with it. The regular one's much better at that without taking a lot of your resource. But just powerful, powerful move. It's going to be one of the main things you're going to burn your combos on, besides just, you know, Hail Mary, big combo stuff. And we'll talk about that mechanic a little bit later. Our next stock move is Ankensatsu, course forward medium kick, stock breaker. And this one's, this is your combo monkey one. Also, maybe the best one even without a stock to burn, because you'll always get a hit after the fact. Won't be a big one, but you can always go into stand light kick even if you don't have a stock. But if you do have a stock, the hit gets better, and then you're always +8, which will always go into forward medium punch. And from there, forward and medium punch can always go into something like a pinwheel, right? So you can always get some damage. So if you're in a situation to burn a stock, you're doing this and you're always going to get damage. Although, to be frank, this is one of the ones you're going to do probably the least by itself. Either it's going to be in a grander, like, I'm burning all my stocks for a combo kind of combo, or you're going to be using the enhanced version. The enhanced version is really good because it gives you that kind of move off a lot of the more regular hits you're going to be going for, like say a stand heavy punch or a forward heavy kick. And this will allow you to do this. Oh, got my combo. Then do whatever and get fairly appreciable damage while saving your stocks for either the home run moment or say a lot of fireball pressure down the road. So Ankensatsu, the main, honestly, EX is going to be the main use most of the time, other than just dumping all your stocks. As it's the combo monkey move, it's the combo extension move. You're going to do whatever, get your hit, and then just go from there. That's kind of really all that needs to be said. Although do keep in mind, in the rare situations where you get it without having any stocks, or say you're burn, like whatever it is, you can always get a combo no matter what. The last of our stock special moves, quarter stroke forward and heavy kick, is Go Ohsatsu. And this one's interesting. This one people don't talk about too often, is it has monster range. Like, this is round start position, right? And from round start position, it can X. So when we're doing stuff like, say, with the cancel mechanic, right? It's actually one of the more interesting moves you can do, because you can cancel it to burn the second stock to be safe, or if you're just swinging for a home run, maybe like a mid-screen level 3 if you actually manage to get the hit. Like, that is potentially an option. But yeah, it's a big move. By itself, it's 1,000 damage, so in longer combos, it's actually one of your better level 3 moves you can do, like the cancel into a level 3. And naturally, when you have a stock, bigger, better, badder, faster, stronger. So it'll do 1,200. It'll get 2 hits instead of 1 hit. You can cancel into supers on the second hit instead of the first one. It also gives the same kind of knockdown that the regular Fuhajin store does, so it is a good knockdown while giving appreciably more damage. And if you're going for like the big dump combos, that it's almost always how you're going to start it, right? So there's a lot to love here. Of the three, the enhanced version, probably the least useful EX. At that point, you know, like, it's obviously not a screen control fireball with a lot of pressure gimmicks, especially in the corner. It's not a B&B combo structure move like the Ankensatsu is. It exists for the most part. That's about it. So at bare minimum, if you're looking for a way to get damage with a good knockdown, this is a way to it, because you do get the stronger knockdown, like you get a Fuhajin. But then again, most combos, it'd probably be better to go for Fuhajin, just to build a stock and get that pressure afterwards anyways. Unless it's going to kill, but then if it's going to kill, there's a lot of different routes. Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's definitely going to be used a lot in combos for sure, so keep that in mind. But at bare minimum, it can be very surprising to hit someone from full screen. Never discount the fact it is pretty much your, like, longest range move, and by a lot. Now, on to the super moves. So, the level 1 Sakai Fuhazan, I'm never going to call that ever again, it's level 1. She actually has one of the best level 1 supers in the game. So, like, damage-wise, this is middle of the ground. Like, it's nothing crazy by itself. And like most level 1s, it is strike and throw invulnerable, just not projectile invulnerable. And that's good in that way. What's really good, though, look at the distance. She will put you most of the way, like, she will put you full screen. The corner carry is exceptional. The pressure is exceptional. She can do something truly basic from mid-screen. And you even get a little bit of height, too. The knockdown just gets extra exceptional. The pressure gets extra exceptional. It is great. She is one of the characters where it's very valid to end a combo with a level 1, not just save for the big level 3 the whole match. Most of the cast just saves for the big level 3 the whole match. For her, the pressure, the positioning, the knockdown, like everything on the level 1, especially in the various combos that'll use it, it's excellent. So right here, 49 frames of advantage. That in and of itself guarantees like a double dash mid-screen. Like I'm still plus in your face, right? So mid-screen right there, plus in your face, like shimmy distance, throw, like it's all there. It's just an exceptionally good knockdown. If you are mid-screen, you get any kind of head confirm, it's well worth your while to spend that bar, to toss them in the corner. You'll have guaranteed pressure and just kind of go about your day. If they are closer to the wall when you do it, less advantage, but then, well, you know, you don't need the double dash or anything. So like you still keep the same idea, right? Also, her medium back heavy, forward heavy target combo, it was changed not recently, but a while ago, long after launch, that it will naturally go into her level 1, which helps with the corner carry aspect of the character, especially because he's a crouch medium kick, drive rush, cappy character. So yeah, just level 1, it's a workhorse of a move. Level 2 is the Feng Shui engine. So she'll do a crazy pose, and now you can see a little bars going here. And while the bar's on, while you're in the Feng Shui engine, the rules are a little bit different. In that she has like versus game or Darkstalkers or something, like not Street Fighter combo rules anymore. You can go light, medium, heavy, and it'll all chain. And to the point I can go like light, medium, heavy, and like it'll all work together, right? This is not normally how Street Fighter works, but while she's in this move, she can break the rules of Street Fighter. And with a lot of her combo ability, actually, she can still do link combos too. So like medium kick into medium punch, puts you at the exact right distance to get a light kick off. And because that'll chain into any medium, light to medium, you go into forward medium punch, and then keep combos going, right? A lot of that's in the companion combo guide. Basically, it just lets you go crazy. And for a lot of fun stuff, like it lets her get double overheads while jumping, because this is not just on the ground. And one of the changes that happened well after launch is if you hold the button, she'll charge forward, and the charge will hit. And the hit will, like most level 2s, take away an opponent's drive gauge. And this is extra fantastic for her, because a lot of her combo structure, she can go immediately into, like, say, a drive impact, and then take another bar. And this actually makes her one of the better characters at forcing people into burnout against their will. And also, say in this exact scenario, if you happen to get blocked, one of the few supers in the game that's safe on block, because you can just chain into whatever and you don't get punished. And in fact, if they do block it, like these hits still happen, and you can still try to force burnout anyways, right? And then you have the added bonus of now you're in the Feng Shui engine, so you can chain a lot of things together you normally couldn't. It's a thing. It's definitely like the hardest aspect of Juri, for sure. Like, it's a little bit difficult to wrap your head around. Just keep in mind the basic rule. You can always go into one heavier. So light to medium, medium to heavy. And you can also go light to light, and it doesn't matter which to which. Or medium to medium, doesn't matter which to which. Or heavy to heavy, doesn't matter which to which. So basically, you can go punch kick or kick punch, it doesn't matter which. Or you can skip to the next strength up, doesn't matter which. You just can't do the same strength twice. So I can't go stand medium punch and forward medium punch. I gotta pick one or the other. Unless, like we mentioned earlier, you do get a little cheeky, and then you create link combos where you get to do both anyways, right? So yeah, very powerful mechanic. The main use is creating situations like double overheads like we talked about, or forcing burnouts, but you do get some pretty exceptional combos as well. And the level 3, there's not much to say, to be honest with you. Level 3s are good for the big cinematic damage super, even at the end of the longest combo in the world, and she's got some of the longest combos in the world. You know, you'll always get 50% at minimum scaling, so it's good in that way. If you happen to have certain preferences in how you like your ladies, this does highlight a certain aspect of the character she's very famous for. I guess there's that as well. One thing to note, the regular level 3, not the critical art version, only the regular one, she does get pressure after the fact. So she's close enough that if she drive rushes right away, she can force like a very meaty throw that you can't jab out of, or just like stand medium punch. So she does get pressure after the regular level 3, so that is something. The critical art, different animation, the knockback, and the numbers are different. It doesn't work the same way. But yeah, if you're just looking to close out a fight, like most level 3s in the game, this is the way to do it. Now, also to talk her command normals, because she's got a fair amount. One of them, forward medium punch. This is 8-frame startup. It's good range. It's usually best in certain combos, like say after EX Ankensatsu, because it'll exactly reach. That's what we want. Or if then off a drive rush, it'll have a lot of momentum based off that drive rush. So it can be pretty alright in that way. At bare minimum, you can think of it like another poke. It is 8 frames, so it's not slow. And then, well, forward medium kick. This is a classical overhead. Bops the opponent good. This being Street Fighter 6, it's a pretty good target off of a drive rush, as it'll very clearly go into, say, stand medium punch after the fact. And then it'll give you a lot of your like bread and butter combo structure. So, it's Street Fighter 6. Overhead, always good anyways. Then drive rush overhead, that writes itself. Forward heavy kick. This is our double hitting move here. It's actually your best hit confirm in a lot of ways. Because we do have like stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, but this is just a single button press. Has monster range. You can just see this and like, oh cool, got a hit. And you get a combo. Like, it's that simple, right? And as far as it's on block, it's interesting. Because if you do it from max range, -4, you just let it sit. Whatever. -4 max range. Like, it's no worry. If you're a little close, though, then you can go into light Fuhajin, and then just your -4 with that pushback, and you're still safe regardless. So, it's a very low consequence move. You toss it out, and, like, if you get the hit, great. If you get the hit, easiest hit confirm in the world, then you can go into a combo. If you don't get the hit, cool. You can build stock. It's basically, it's actually a really strong workhorse of a move. Back heavy kick is the axe kick. It's a 2-hitting move as well. Also, as far as it goes on block, the numbers are pretty decent on block. But you can like very freely and safely just go into a fuha. Just depending on how close or far, just pick. If you're very close, you go for the light. If you're a little further out, you go for the medium. Other than that, no, just space it out correctly, right? Very easy to hit confirm from, although it doesn't give, it doesn't count as a heavy as far as like combo structure goes. To get some of your heavier confirms in. So you'll still get a hit in, just it's not going to be one of your bigger ones, but still, it's very easy. Also recently buffed that the coming down part is much better against like low hitting attacks. So if people are very like crouch medium kick heavy, like they're looking for like that into a drive rush, this is actually much better now as of like recent patches compared to how it used to be. That never would have hit like in an older patch. So if people are just constantly sniping for like a crouch medium kick into a drive rush, just toss this out, and on the back end of it, it'll snipe out the crouch medium kick pretty well. And then there's Death Crest. So medium punch, back heavy punch, heavy punch. So just a little bit of a target combo. Not recently, but it was changed since launch anyways, that this will go now into her level 1 super, which means in a lot of combo situations, this is your go-to. This does slightly more damage than the usual drive rush combos, so if you're going for like the big dump combo, then this is the one you want to go for. And also it helps, has a little bit more corner carry as well, right? And getting people in the corners, the point of level 1, so just useful. And it doesn't come up too often, but she does have an air throw. I won't say it's one of the better air throws in the game, but it's always a nice trait to have. Like certainly better than not having one, right? So a little feather in her cap. Now, I just want to go over a quick base mechanic for the character. It's not never explicitly explained. Doesn't even have a name necessarily. I'll just call it stock canceling. So you have your various stocks and you can do your various moves, like sure, right? The one thing in Street Fighter 6 is they all will chain into each other as long as you have the requisite stocks. And also, if you have a stock and are doing the EX moves, you can also do these follow-ups for the price of an extra bar and a stock as well. It's a very simple mechanic. Just build your stocks, and as long as you have stocks, whenever you do any one of the Fuha stock moves, just hit the next button. Like, you don't got to do a motion, you don't got to do whatever. Just hit the appropriate button, and then they'll go into the move. So for like big meter dump combos, one of the main ones you want to go for is heavy, light, medium. Because then it'll all combo together. It'll end on the Ankensatsu, the stock version is +8. You can go into a forward medium punch, get whatever combo after the fact. if you have some stocks and are like, say, doing EX moves, like say you're going for like a Hail Mary EX heavy kick, right? And if you get it, great. Oh, cool, I got it, and go to a level 3. You know, half screen move, why not? Like, it's worth a risk, right? And say if you don't get it, oh no, it's not working, hit light, push back. Okay, I burned an extra meter, I burned an extra stock, but like I'm safe on block now, right? So that's one of the really just strong things about it, is as long as you got the meter, you can always either make a thing safe on block, because you can always cancel whatever you're going for into, say, the projectile, or you can get your big dump combos, burn all 3 stocks in one combo, and it's just as simple as pressing light, medium, or heavy, and all 3 of them, no matter what they are, will cancel into another one of them. Now, let's talk notable normals, because Juri's got a lot of them. She's an absolute bundle of great normals, and the fact that she's got, you know, some of the better walk speeds in the game, that means you can get real annoying with it. So let's start with some of the big workhorses. So forward heavy punch, we talked about in the command normal section already, but just one more time real quick. This is a 2-hitting move. It is safe on block if you space it, or if you don't space it, just go into light Fuha, and then it'll space itself, so you're good to go. It's a workhorse. If you get hit, cool. Easiest hit confirm in the world. And, you know, choose, do you want like a stock, or do you want a pinwheel, a little bit more damage? Like, whatever choice you want to go for. Very easy hit confirms, gigantic range. Even if you whiff the first hit, the second hit can connect. Try not to, but still, you know, it's there, right? It's just strong. It is a little slower, though, 15 frames, but there has to be a give point for a move with so much upside. What is faster? Stand heavy punch. So stand heavy punch, and yes, I know it's a kick, but Juri's weird like that. This is 10 frames, so 5 frames faster. Big range, is a heavy, will go into the moves you want it to go into. Be it either the EX for more extended combos, or even like heavy Fuha launcher, right? So you can do that and get your damage in while building your stocks. Absolutely fantastic whiff punish button for like bare minimum, because it has a great combination of speed and range. If you can smell moves coming in and they whiff, this is one of your go-tos. And just a good candidate just to bully people with. Even if you don't gotta like get the big combo, you can just go in, do it the range you know what to hit from, and then immediately go into medium Fuha. It is a natural combo. It's airtight on block. Like -6 from here, who cares? I don't. Like, what are you gonna do? There's no punish. There's nothing guaranteed. I'm a fast walk speed character. I can almost certainly walk out of whatever you're gonna press next. So you can just do this over and over and bully, and there's not much characters can do about it. And if you get a hit, hey, great. It's an excellent knockdown, as we'll talk about later in the video. Do whatever you want. It is effectively a sledgehammer move. You can bully at the range it's good at, get your hits in. If it's blocked, whatever, you're still building stocks. Every time you build a stock, you're winning just that much more. And of course, you know, if you want to like empty cancel, like whiff, and then go into like EX on the buffer, and so if you get the hit, great, that's an option. Although this move is, you know, as it is good for whiff punishing, it is also a move that is suspect to getting whiff punished. It does have 24 frames of recovery, so you do gotta watch out. It's not free to do, but it's still a sledgehammer of a move. Oh no, what happens when we're on a level 3 Doskoi alert? That's a bad level to be at. You don't want to be there. Good thing she has neutral jump, heavy kick. Because neutral jump, heavy kick hits both sides. Not many moves hit both sides. Like, yes, there's cross-ups that hit both sides technically because they're cross. It's not quite the same way because it hits both sides in a very big way. It hits way further out on both sides than a mere cross-up would. So moves that either just kind of fling themselves at you, like say a headbutt will, maybe you won't always get it, right? Not every time, but you can still get it enough of the time to matter. Or people who are very prone to neutral drive rush, right? You can do this and they go under you, or like if you don't know which side they're going to wind up on, why guess? Neutral jump, heavy kick is great for that. And keep in mind, it's only neutral jump, as forward or backward jump, heavy kick is a different move. Keeping with the good normal, yo, stand medium punch. Monstrous. One of the best normals in the game. 6 frame startup, so it's already very fast. And like too many advantages. One, +7 naturally goes in the crouch medium punch. So medium to medium, no shenanigans needed. That's not a terribly common trait in Street Fighter 6. With more characters getting added and like with balance changes, it's getting a bit more common, but still, it's not the most common trait. So this gives you easy combo structure at bare minimum, right? And that's one thing. It's also +2 on block. So you do this, and it's still your turn. So if you see it get blocked, like, cool. Like, maybe I'll go into, like, stand light kick. Or, like, there's a lot of things I can do. Or maybe I'll just steal more turns and just keep doing it till you decide to press the button. And then, all of a sudden, like, oh, now I'll go into it, right? Like, because it is +2. Even if they do a 4-framer, if we trade, and we're going to talk about this more later in the video, you'll still win the trade with your crouch medium punch versus a light. So fast, leads to combos on hit, good combos too, and plus on block, and because she has a very abusable drive rush, this move point blank is +6. And because it has a lot of drive rush momentum, you got to do it from a little bit closer, but it might not always hit on the first frame. So it can be like +7, it can be +9. Really depends on where it hits, right? But yeah, just abusable. One of the most abusable normals in the game. I can't sing its praises enough. Speaking of abusable, let's talk crouch medium kick. She's got one of the crouch medium kicks of the game. 8 frames, good range, hits low. Better believe it goes in the drive rush. She has some of the easiest, most blessed drive rush offense in the game. Like, you don't got to think too hard about it. Goes into everything, gives her the world like you'd expect. Like, she is a crouch medium kick into drive rush kind of character. Simple as that, really, right? Her crouch medium kick is extra strong, extra good. And even if you don't want to burn the gauge on the drive rush, like, goes into medium Fuhajin, right? If it's blocked, oh well. Tons of pushback. I'm not too concerned. If it's blocked, I'm not sweating any bullets. If you're a little closer, go for light instead for a better pushback. But like at max range, it's still a bully button. Maybe you don't get a lot of damage if that's a combo, but still, you get a stock. You get the very good knockdown it provides. It's another workhorse normal. Crouch medium punch also. Disjointed hitbox. So the part where it hits the enemy, she herself won't necessarily get hit. Excellent for checking people doing a lot of drive rush spam. Like Honda. Honda's a good example. He's a character that will want to drive rush in for a big button, right? So this is your check. It has a good enough range to catch the startup of a lot of moves. If it actually connects, it's special cancelable in and of itself. So if you see a lot of drive rush spam coming your way, like going to like a Fuhajin or whatever, so it's just good. It's disjointed. It's also a really good whiff punish button as well. Like, it'll work. You got to be a little on the ball because it's not quite as much range as like stand heavy kick, but in those situations where speed matters more than range, then, well, it's better than stand heavy kick. Also, because I just accidentally said stand heavy kick when I meant stand heavy punch. Stand heavy kick. So this is your longest range regular normal. Doesn't give really anything in and of itself. Just it has a lot of range. It is also very safe on block because it has a little bit of pushback. It's also -3, and like, who cares if it gets blocked? Also deals over half a drive gauge in damage. So if you're looking to burn people out, like, this is not a bad button to bully people with. It'll deplete their drive gauge a lot faster than they think. It does have a punish counter associated with it. It's a knock up. If you're on the ball, you can get a level 1 super, so it's not nothing. Not much other than that, though. But for characters that can like really hang with Juri in the range department, like when, you know, they're matching you on like heavy punch or forward heavy punch or, you know, other various normals, crouch medium kick. Like, if you need to outrange them, this is now the button that you go to. Also, it raises our hurt box a little bit, so it will go over crouch medium kicks and stuff like that. So in matchups where that's going to be more prevalent, this is a button you're going to bust out more often. And also, let's talk jumps. We'll go back to jumps. Jump heavy punch is amazing. It's very different. Unlike most big jump heavy normals, or like, oh, I get the big hit, then like, cool, then I can go for like some sort of call. This knocks down on the first hit. So what's good about that? It's always a hard knockdown. There's no tech roll. There's no nothing. You do this, like, you are just going to be in a situation where you're going to wake up directly on top of them. This is also cross-up okay. A cross-up heavy is a very rare trait. And considering you can do this at like the peak of your jump and hit them, it can lead to a lot of very ambiguous situations, like which side am I actually going to hit on? And if you do it right, you might not even know which side you're going to hit on, right? So that can be quite strong, very strong indeed. And the knockdown, very strong, considering you can hit it so high up on your jump. It's also more difficult to anti-air. One, the angle is difficult because like you're literally on top of them, right? This is not just like a normal jumping at you at a very specific angle kind of jump. You're doing it directly on top of their head. So the angle is different, and you literally just have a few frames less to react, whatever your reaction may be. Also, even though it's since been nerfed, doesn't matter though, it's always, even if it's the worst, it's always at least at +1 on block. So it's always going to be advantage on block, even at the absolute worst angles. So it's always your turn if they block. Given the fact it's ambiguous cross-up, it's literally more difficult to anti-air than other jumps because it can hit faster than other jumps. It gives a good knockdown situation, gives a good situation when blocked. It's legitimately one of the best jumping attacks in the game. Flat out. And there's a lot more, like stand light kick's good for what it is, crouch heavy punch is good for what, like there's a lot. I don't want to belabor every single normal in the game, but Juri simply has overall a better normals package than a lot of the rest of the cast. Now I would like to talk a little bit about just block pressure. Obviously blocking is a big part of Street Fighter and they're gonna block at some point. And Juri and what you want to do on block, there's some stuff to it. So out of the gate, I just want to mention this. When it comes to the Fuhajin moves, you want to do the Fuhajin moves all the time. You need stocks. So when you're just doing general footsies, certain strings are good on block or on hit. And you just do them, and if it hits, great. If not, great, because you still build stock. So stand, heavy punch, medium, Fuhajin. It's a gapless string. There's nothing they can do about it. And if it hits, great. If it's blocked, okay. You're -6 at a distance where it doesn't particularly matter. You will deal almost a full drive gauge in damage. So it's just something you want to aim for. You just toss this out here, low stakes, low consequence, and build those stocks. If you can get the hit, fantastic. If not, don't beat yourself up about it. So it's one basic part of block pressure. Same here, crouch medium kick into medium Fuhajin. It'll have the pushback. There's no gap. If you're doing medium kick a little deeper, go for light, just so you be less negative with the pushback. But other than that, those are two basic building blocks of toss them out. Doesn't matter if it gets blocked or not. Now, another important one is stand medium punch. Stand medium punch, there's a couple of things to note here. Like, it is +2 on block. So, boom, boom, you win, right? Basically, anything they do, they're gonna lose. And there's a few things about that. Like, right here, this move is 6 frames, +2. So, if they did a light, then yes, you would trade. You would admittedly trade. The problem with that is, when you trade, you recover first. And if you recover first, that's not good for them. Because if this scenario happens where you go stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, and they try to challenge you, since your advantage, you can literally go for a level 1 super. It's guaranteed. It's an actual combo. So now you can like double dash pressure, like whatever you want to do. If they dare challenge you, it's free damage. It's a super. It takes a level 1, but like, it's a good chunk of life. It's a good knock. She has one of the best level 1s in the game for knockdowns and pressure, right? Take the free damage when you can get it. It's challengeable, but if they challenge it in a way that you trade, you'll always win the trade. Like, it's not good for them to go for. Like, they have to do something actually invincible to get anything real out of it. Now, here's a scary thing. This is one of those, if they know, it can cost you the match. So I'm teaching you this so you can stop it, or if you want to learn Juri, I'm teaching you how to beat this. So since this is pretty autopilot, right? Because why risk trading with it, right? So stand medium, crouch medium, and then we're like, well, you know, I want to build a stock. So I'll do medium Fuhajin to build my stock, and just kind of go from there, right? There's a gap between the two mediums, but this is another thing where it's gapless if they block the Fuhajin, right? And -6 from this far away, who cares? I don't. And I get my stock. I'm living life. But the dark secret is this. So here we go. Juri bot's gonna do this to me, and like, as I described, like, okay, we get the block string, we get that. I don't want to challenge it because I might need a super in my face. Like, not worth it. But here's the thing. Imagine if she whiffed that. I could destroy her for whiffing that. Well, but it's not going to whiff at that distance. So, you know, what am I going to do about it? Well, oh, wait, what? What happened there? So what's going on here? Why is it whiffing? And I can just punish it now. So if they stand block this second hit, then the medium Fuhajin will whiff. Because when you're stand blocking, for lack of a more elegant term, you're not as fat. When you're crouching, your hurt box is wider. That's why there's a lot of combos that only work on crouching opponents, because you're a wider hurt box no matter what. Standing, you're more slim, you're more vertical, on hit or on block. So if you crouch block the first one, stand block the second one, that means in that scenario, the medium Fuhajin will whiff. That's not good. If they know that you go for this as like your basic block string pressure, they can force your whiff, cave your head in for doing it. So then we start getting the layers of counterplay, right? Like, okay, if I know you're going to stand block the second hit specifically, then instead of going for this, I'll go for like crouch medium kick. If you're stand blocking, you're definitely not blocking low, so then that'll snipe you. If you know they're going to do that, that's a counterplay option. And of course, Juri being Juri, well, crouch medium kick sort of writes itself. Or, you know, then that will go into a Fuhajin. You can also just change the combo. So if you go medium punch, +7, right? More than enough to go into stand light kick. And stand light kick has its own combo ability, or at bare minimum can go in like EX Fuhajin, right? Like, there's stuff there. So if they're just pressing to look for hit confirms, like even if you stand block the second hit, that will connect. And then you can kind of go from there. And if they go for that technique where they crouch block the first hit, stand block the second hit, this will have the Fuhajin connect, unlike the other string. So in this specific scenario, there's no avoiding it. You kind of got a 2-layer hit confirm. So you're going to do like one combo on hit and a different move on block. So more mental processing, sure, but it's there. I just want to harp on it because it's like technically her easiest, most brain dead combo starter. Because, you know, natural combo, very easy. And on block, it's very difficult to get around. But it does have a very specific workaround rather, of if you stand block the second hit, the most common follow-up will whiff. So just beware, please, on that. Now, quick section here. I usually put a section in these guides for like, you know, what do you do against people who jump too much? For Juri, it's pretty easy because she has an actual uppercut, right? Like that in and of itself is usually the answer. Yo, if they jump, do your air invincible move. Like, kind of cut and dry for the most part. Like, you see him in the air, go for pinwheel, done. But just to give a few other notes, if people are going for, say, an obvious cross-up, she does have access to the cross-cut technique, given that her motion. So instead of the usual uppercut motion, then you can just go effectively half circle back. So you'll start forwards towards them and then move in a half circle backwards motion. And the way the game reads the input buffer, when they cross over, it'll flip the inputs. It just works. It's basically magic. It's basically magic. As long as you're fast enough to actually press the button, it'll flip the inputs over. It'll read both and like, oh, they did a dragon punch motion. And then you press your button press and it'll give you an uppercut that'll beat a cross up. If you're playing on modern, then you don't got to worry about it. You just hit the button. But she has the cross cut technique. It's literally as simple as just going half circle back, facing towards the enemy that's trying to cross you up. And when you do it correctly, there you go. So there's that. And there are situations where like you're put in a bad spot. Like say, you know, okay, this is coming and what are you going to do about it? They're teleporting on the other side and you could technically pinwheel, but unless it's the full invincible version where you're spinning bar, like you are suspect to getting hit by a fireball, right? Like that could be bad. This is situations where, say, air throw can come into play because it'll keep you in the air, like in a cinematic above the fireball long enough to not get blown up by the fireball, basically. Situations like that are more rare, assuredly, but sometimes in the situations where you're put into a rock in a hard place, that is an option. And what about people who just jump too much? Like far too much, right? So you want to make it hurt more than just like a pinwheel. So that's where we can meter dump. So jump medium punch is a juggle okay move, which will go in the dive kick. At bare minimum, jump medium punch into dive kick will give you more damage than just like a pinwheel would, right? Like 1200-ish damage versus almost 2000, no brainer. So if they jump too much and jumps are obvious, you can always scam out for more damage. But if you want to make it really hurt, like really, really hurt, then we can start doing EX dive kick because it has that juggle property. We can drive rush, then EX Ankensatsu for a ground bounce. And now we're over 12,000. And yes, this is not cheap on the drive gauge. I'm not selling you this because it's cheap on the drive gauge. We're here to make this hurt. Like, please stop jumping so much. Maybe after you get hit by something like this, you'll stop jumping so much. So it's more involved than some other characters. Like Chun-Li has very easy high damage off a very obvious jump. Juri, she's got to spend some resources, but she can make a very obvious jump hurt as well. And it's not invincible like Pinwheel, but jump heavy punch actually is very solid as an anti-air in a pinch too. And it has a good angle for sometimes when Pinwheel unfortunately can be suspect to whiffing at certain angles. And those angles will be very clearly covered by jump heavy punch as well. You don't really get much off of it, but like, you know, the anti-air can be its own reward, right? So that is another option as well. Now, just some basics about Juri and the neutral. So stuff we've already mentioned, but we should cover it. Yo, she's a fast walk speed character. She back and forth better than most of the cast. And when you back and forth better than most of the cast, that's great for you, especially coupled with the fact she has better normals than most of the cast, right? She has a lot more range than a lot of other members of the cast. And since she's a faster walk speed character, she is going to be more prone to forcing whiffs. And when you force more whiffs, you get more whiff punishes. Stand heavy kick is one of the best whiff punishes in the game. Like, if you catch it, like, it's 10 frames, huge range, huge range. If they tap anything that's remotely whiff punishable, you are almost certainly gonna get it. Now, admittedly, just like anything, you gotta be looking for it. And if you're, like, too slow, if your reflexes aren't there, like, work on those reflexes, do some drills. But it's a godsend of a button for it, especially because it just gives her easy bait combo structure. Like, any hit like that, it's gonna hurt. And when you force more back and forth, when people are doing the back and forth, what they sure ain't doing is blocking low, because you can't block low when you're walking backwards. And Juri has a very effing annoying crouch medium kick. At bare minimum, natural combo into medium Fuha, completely safe on block, good knockdown on hit, builds your stocks, and I've said this many times, but she's one of the most annoying drive rush characters in the game. And so if she gets that random hit, she will get a pretty damaging combo. She'll get 2k damage, good knockdown, get the pressure, work you to the corner, and this is where stuff starts snowballing, and this is where she'll start winning. And when you start building those stocks, there's two ways of doing it. It's really how you prefer to want to play. A lot of people will just burn your stocks on like sort of free win neutral fireball. And that's completely valid. When fireball's on screen, she's winning. This is on screen, she's winning. End of story. And until it goes away, she's winning. Like, there's a million ways they can go about it. They could just parry it. They could jump over it. They could do things to it. Like, well, not everyone, but some characters. But while this is on, you dictate the pace of the match. Maybe you want to drive rush behind it. Maybe you're just going to walk behind it with your good walk speed. See what they do. If they parry it, and you can just walk in and throw them. And maybe you'll walk out and shimmy them. And when you shimmy them, you hit them with the old heavy punch, right? Maybe you'll just start bullying with more of your long range moves. Like, it's an option. Or the other option is you save that stuff. When you save it, you start getting a lot more reach on the end of your combos. Even like basic stuff can now hit for a good deal harder than it would have hit of otherwise. You're attacking a few hundred more points of damage because you're just going to chain and chain and chain. And that big old chain is going to pay off dividends. You into a good knockdown. Pinwheel is a good knockdown in the corner. We'll cover that later in the video. There's stuff there, right? So either you're going to save it for a bit more damage, or maybe, you know, just toss stuff out, see what works, right? Because heavy kick has huge range. So maybe you'll just fish. Like, if you get your hits, cool, level 3. That's all right damage. If not, oh, cool. I can toss it on block, and that's also another thing. It's not as advisable sometimes, but when you got your stocks up and you're getting your basic combos in, if you want to go into heavy kick, store break, into projectile, you can get those 2 hits in, cancel, and they're forced to wake up into the fireball. They can recover in place, they can back roll. It does not particularly matter. They're always going to wake up into it. Now, obviously, parry's the way to beat it. But then again, you can just walk into their face and throw them for trying to parry. It also helps, as we'll go into, Juri's got some alright throw pressure. So when it comes to stocks, it's really where do you fall? Because are you going to save it for more damage, more opportunities? Are you going to save it for like more gimmicks? Or are you just going to use it to sort of win neutral and then just go from there? Because Lord knows a lot of Juri players will fireball and drive rush is the neutral to them, and you can't fault them too much for it because it works. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work, if it wasn't some kind of effective. And for Juri, she can kind of get that binary about it. She can kind of reduce the gameplay to fireball, drive rush behind the fireball. And of course, once again, we just got sledgehammer normals. Just walk up, stand heavy punch in the stores. They can't do anything about it. On hit, great, cool, good knockdown. On block, great, cool. I got a free store with pushback. Could not care less. With this pushback, my normal, like with rare exceptions against rare characters, Juri's normals are probably going to be better than the enemies. And then, you know, I can walk out, walk in, like, let's just keep doing it. Let's see who breaks first. It doesn't help. Well, it helps for you, not for them. She has certain normals that are actually tailor-made to mess with people in certain game plans. Like people who are very big on crouch, you know, a medium kick in the drive rush. She has certain buttons that crush it. Like the newly buffed back heavy kick that has a much lower hitbox to snipe people who whiff a crouch medium kick. Or stand medium kick. This is a move that has an option select built into it. It's a 2-hitting move, right? The first hit only comes out if they're close. Otherwise, just a poke. And as a poke, perfectly serviceable. But the thing is, against people who do a lot of the old crouch medium kicks, notice what happens here. Instead of me poking them, this happens. Notice how the first hit actually connected. A lot of characters with very abusable crouch medium kicks, or a lot of characters with good pokes, generally, the hurt box will appear just ever so slightly before like the move actually will connect. So sometimes you just get the kick, like the foot end of the kick. Okay, that's not the end of the world, but sometimes you'll get that first hit. And the thing is, if you get that first hit is special cancelable, and is special cancelable into the big stuff like heavy Fuhajin. So you can just go medium kick and buffer in heavy Fuhajin. And if it's only the poke, the second hit's not special cancelable. Nothing comes out, nothing comes out, nothing comes out. But if they're using an abusable poke move where the hurt box appears before the hitbox, now all of a sudden that comes out instead. So instead of a simple poke, you get a launcher. I shouldn't have to tell you, launcher equals launch a combo, so you're getting a lot more than a poke's worth of damage in, right? So you can just medium kick, option select, back, critical back, heavy kick into the heavy Fuhajin, and if you catch a poke move, like at worst case scenario, you'll get that, right? But in better case scenarios, you'll catch it as it's extending, and then you'll just launch when you get a combo. Like, so this is a unique trait she has in neutral in your just general back and forth poke wars. Other characters don't necessarily get. Like, yeah, they can do move buffer into that, but it option select itself. So if you get the less desirable of the two options, like it only comes out if they did something that'll definitely combo from. Because otherwise you're not in range to get that first hit. So it's all upside, zero downside. Other than the poke itself doesn't do as much damage, I guess. But it's cool. But yeah, good walk speed, huge normals, very abusable normals. We'd already talked about it. A lot of this is self-explanatory. Just use her strengths as given. And the only question is, do you want to abuse fireballs in neutral, or do you want to save your stocks for the big stuff? Other than that, that's player to player. That's on you. But her neutral is very self-explanatory. Abuse those giant normals. Easy hit confirms on a lot of the best of them, right? Like, she's just really good at it. She's good at Street Fighter style neutral. Okay, now let's talk throw loops. So throw loops are an unfortunate reality of the game. We all don't care for them, but they're here to stay. Juri's lucky in that she's got a way around throw loops. You know, a lot of characters don't get. Because jump medium punch hits on the way up, And it is special cancelable and special cancelable into her dive kick. Like, you can always backdash. Everyone can backdash against most throw loops, but you're going to be of not great frames. Like, you can get a small punish. And naturally, you could go for a reversal. That, of course, comes with the problem is, what if they block and then you die? But what if we kind of try to take a happy medium where we'll die a little bit if we get blocked, but not as much. And we can get some pretty okay damage if we actually manage to pull it off. So now in this situation, instead of backdash or a reversal, I present to you jump medium punch in the dive kick. So if this connects, okay, we're getting over 2k damage. That's not nothing. And it definitely removes us from the corner. It's going to force them mid-screen. We're back to neutral. We're in no threat of being bullied in the corner anymore. That's great. And if you very slightly delay the dive kick follow-up, you can get a little bit of a better combo. Because then we can start doing some of the nonsense we showed earlier in the video. I wouldn't recommend this all the time, but like, the options are there. The options are there is what I'm trying to tell you. And what if they try to shimmy you, right? Because that's the threat. And obviously if they shimmy, you reverse, block, you die, negative 48. But what if I can give you a better negative number? How about negative 8? Still punishable, but they're not going to get their best in class punish on you for the most part, right? They're going to have to, 1, know, and then 2, do an appropriate combo for negative 8. So you'll still get blown up, but not necessarily blown up as bad. So it's an interesting trait, some anti-throw loop tech. A few characters have similar things, some better than others. But it's certainly better to have something like this than not. And of course, it's just corners. Like, anytime you feel like the throw is definitely coming, then just jump medium punch in the dive kick. And it could be regular, it could be EX. Like, EX just gives more opportunities. That's an option just to defeat a throw other than having to do with like some of the universal options like backdashing, which especially mid-screen won't get you much. Or just swinging for the fences with an EX reversal, because that might get you blown up. And on the other side of the coin, how about a throw loop? So Juri, you dash forward in the corner. After a throw, you're +3. So it is auto-timed. You'll get another meaty throw. It'll beat anything they do. That's not invincible. So this in and of itself is a throw loop. It's not one of the better ones, though. If they get knocked down and throw right away, and you try to shimmy and bait it out, you'll get thrown. So that the best kinds, like Mai's, you walk out right away. Even if they go for fastest possible throw, then you won't get nothing, right? So you do got to dissuade them from hitting buttons. Like, say, going for a medium punch right afterwards. You're +3, so this will beat anything they do. That's not invincible. And, this gives plenty good combo structure anyways. So you got to establish, okay, I'm willing to hit a button right away, so don't throw right away. So do a delay throw tech. And then if they do delay throw tech, then you can walk out, right? But you gotta make them respect the delay. So that's about it, right? It's a throw loop naturally in and of itself. Although you gotta instill the fear of God in them a little bit. So you can do buttons as soon as they get up. And it'll beat anything they do, including throw. So you get them to delay tech the throw. And once they start delay teching throw, then walking back and shimmying and baiting the throw tech becomes a thing. It's a pretty basic throw loop. It's not one of the best. That's definitely my privilege, right? But it's certainly better than not having one, so now you know. And now, basics of combos. We do have a dedicated Juri combo guide. That's going to be linked at the end of this video and in the video description. So for like more in-depth combo stuff, highly suggest you check that out. But I'll talk about the basics. So your most core bread and butter is stand medium punch, just because it's plus on block. Very advantage on hit. So stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, and then Fuhajin. Like, it gives the good knockdown, as we'll talk about later. Gives you a stock. It's everything you could hope for, basically. This is like your effectively most core bread and butter. Like, a lot of your best stuff is not going to be terribly fancy. Like, if we go for like crouch light kick, so crouch light, stand light, light kick. There you go. Easy 3-hit hit confirm combo, and then from there, get a hit. Like, it's that cut and dry. Stand light kick has incredible range for a light. So even from further out, you can go like max range light punch. And then it'll go into light kick anyways, even if you're a little further out. So If you're looking to like beat buttons before you're all the way close in, that's also another good way to do it. We already talked about like stand heavy kick into medium Fuhajin. This is a core B&B. It's not big, it's not fancy, but it's a building block move. You'll get a lot of good damage off this, and if not good damage, then build a lot of stocks while doing it. Drive rush theory, usually, crouch medium kick drive rush. The Street Fighter 6 classic. This will allow for you to get crouch heavy punch in. That'll leave you +7, which is exactly enough for a stand medium punch, which will then go into crouch medium punch. So your basic stuff will look something like that. And if you're looking to meter dump, once you get that final hit, you can just wrap into itself again, just keep going. If you got a lot of stocks at the end of this, stocks are better burned at the end of such a longer combo, because stocks scale everything pretty heavily. And if you scale the combo more, it's already going to be scaled after drive rush anyways. Put that stuff at the end, when the scaling doesn't matter because it's all scaled to hell anyways. The combo order is always heavy, light, medium. So you'll land on their face, +8, go into crouch, or rather forward medium punch, then whatever follow up from there. And then it'll look something like this. And then, whatever. That's usually how you'll end rounds. Although, to speak on ending rounds, sometimes you don't got 3 bars. Sometimes you got 1 bar. If you got 1 bar, then this target combo is the way to do it, because it'll do just a little bit more damage than the usual. So it's 1772, because you can still do it after you get the crouch heavy punch in. So there... And then it's 1973, right? And of course, better maximum scaling, still scale better. So you'll just get a little bit more damage. And after the patch that changed this naturally goes into a level 1. So if you're looking to end a combo specifically with a level 1, the target combo is the best way to do it. Or heavier hits, like say whiff punishes, stuff off stand heavy punch, or if you just get forward heavy punch, because it's a great hit confirm combo. Dump a little meter. EX Ankensatsu, like, it's just easy. It automatically sets up the next hit. That'll be forward medium punch. And from there, either build a stock or do a pinwheel and get a little bit more damage. If it's not going to kill, though, I'd say go for the stock. Like, it's pretty basic. It's just good combo structure. And it's an EX. So unlike the drive rush stuff, you'll start getting bar immediately after the successive hits. Versus drive rush combos, until the combo's over, you don't gain any more bar. So it's always very favorable to start with that. And in situations where you got a meter dump and you got everything, then, well, I guess this allows for 2 drive rushes then, right? So, like, if you're just looking to max out, like, it's just, if you can start a combo that way, that's almost always the best way to start a combo. And when you get to the corner, you got a lot of spacing stuff, because Fuhajin Fireball will naturally combo when spaced. And at more maximum ranges... You can go, you'll be like +8 to +10. From there, usually crouch medium punch is a safe bet. You could get crouch medium kick, but why risk it? Like, because if you're like a pixel off, you're a number off. Crouch medium punch will serve just as well. It's got the range, right? So do that, and if it hits, great. It's combo time. Like, hey, thanks for playing, I guess. Like, and stuff writes itself. And if it's blocked, cool. I'm turbo advantage in front of you in your face in a scary position. Like, it works out. And this sort of works the same with the EX projectile. The spacing's a lot less strict. And same deal, if you see yourself get a hit, go right into pinwheel. It's going to launch, it juggles automatically, get your damage in. If you get the big punish counter, there's 2 schools of thought. If you got a punch counter, usually just medium punch into heavy punch. And then from there, like, EX Ankensatsu. Like, it's easy stuff. It covers, like, most everything. Because it also gets stuff like a drive reversal. It's only -6, because this is a 6-frame move. For the really big stuff, though, like say you blocked an invincible reversal, then you can go drive rush into forward heavy punch. And as +10, it'll link into crouch heavy punch. So for like the really big stuff, like the combo barely even started, we're almost at 3,000. Like that's where the real big stuff's gonna hurt big time. Like, that's almost 4K by itself, barely did anything. But this is the situations where you want to dump resources, because this is like the best opportunity you're ever going to get. And yes, there's a lot of Feng Shui engine combos. Check the combo guide for that. I don't want to scare you guys off. Like, you can do a lot of neat things. Trust me, though, in that you don't need most of them. The best use for Feng Shui engine is to burn people out. It is like to go crouch medium kick, hold the button, get your hit in, and then take 2 drive bars off them and hopefully burn them out. Like the 30 actual second long combos, it's in the combo guide if you want to learn how to do it. You don't need to do it. Don't let that scare you off the character. Besides that, besides like the extra fancy stuff, her combo routes are, I would say, simplistic. It's just a matter of, do you got a lot of stocks? And if you got a lot of stocks, you can just add that to the end of any given combo and get a couple hundred extra points of damage. But other than that, it's pretty easy and pretty understandable. Okay, now we're entering the Oki zone, post knockdown pressure. We're going to be covering a lot of subjects here, and we're going to do a mostly rapid fire. So let's start with perhaps your single most important. That is light and medium Fuhajin. You need this to get stocks. You're going to be using this all the time anyways, and the knockdown you get from it is actually one of the best you're going to get. So light or medium, doesn't matter. Plus 37 on hit. And the beauty here, it doesn't matter if they back roll or not. This is going to work no matter what, and it's dirt easy. What do? You knock them down, sure. And then you dash. You're plus 15. And you got fast walk speed. You can literally just walk forward. And the opponent is going to wake up with a 4-frame normal, just so you can see. But you knock them down, dash forward, and then what? Hey, it's a throw! And it's a meaty throw. You can't jab your way out of it. Or conversely... Oh, we can also stuff any wake up normals with a medium punch. It's really that simple. You dash after knockdown, walk forward, strike throw. Done. It just works. Some of the knockdowns like this that give very easy strike throw pressure mid-screen actually have been nerfed in Season 3, not Juris. So use it while you got it. And naturally, because you got to walk forward a little bit anyways, you can threaten with a shimmy to bait out their throw attempt to stop a throw. And, world's your oyster, right? This is why I talk about Fuhajin so much in the video, not just because it's good and gives you your stocks and all that. The knockdown is amazing. You get the world off this simple knockdown. You don't got to think. You get the knockdown, you dash, hit a button or throw or shimmy, done. It's super powerful. That's mid-screen. What about the corner? Because, we'll be landing basic B&Bs in the corner all the time too, right? Turns out it gets pretty easy. Say we're just doing the basic B&B, right? With crouch heavy punch, you're automatically plus 3. This is auto shimmy distance, so like a my throw loop. So right here, we're plus 3. So once again, we're going to beat up like any wake up 4-framers. And from there, okay, meaty throw. Like I'm going to beat any wake up button you're going to do. And naturally enough, we'll also go into stand medium punch into crouch medium punch and all those usual shenanigans. And because it kind of gives us a little bit of auto spacing, we can just walk backwards for the shimmy. So we're automatically in range to throw the enemy with a meaty throw, as we just demonstrated, but we're also just far enough away that if they wake up frame 1 throw tech, then we can walk out, and then of course naturally get whatever punish. So auto-timed, super powerful. Another one, because this one does space you out a little bit due to the nature of the combo. Like just say you get like quick little lights, right? So you do this, medium Fuhajin, and you're a little bit closer. So all you gotta do, frame kill, whiff, stand, light kick twice. Meaty throw! And, well, you're definitely tossing out a medium punch that ain't gonna lose to no other buttons unless it's invincible. So that's 2 ways to go about it in the corner. Off the more basic B&B, crouch heavy punch gives you plus 3 auto space for just perfect shimmy timing. And if you happen to be just a little closer, whiff, light kick twice, just for some frame kills, you get a meaty throw, hit, whatever you want to do. Once again, this is one of our best knockdowns. Another really good knockdown in the corner is heavy pinwheel. So this leaves you plus 28 and you're in the corner, right? So this will give you a very easy situation. All you have to do, frame kill, whiff, stand medium punch, you're plus 7. You're not directly on top of them, but like if you just want to like take 1 micro step forward, you get the throw, you can do force a strike, you can shimmy. It's all auto timed, right? This is a frame kill. Once again here, just whiff, stand, medium punch. The timing does itself for you. And then do the usual guess, strike, throw, guess game. That's really all there is to it. Since that'll give you that, just like, you know, the Fuhas we talked about earlier, generally, you might as well go for it in the corner, because this is where the more damage will matter. Because Fuha doesn't do much damage. It gives a good knockdown. It's great for mid-screen. In the corner, if you're going to get the good kind of knockdown pressure anyways, then you might as well take the damage. Considering it does double the damage, like the corner is where you kill people. So at this point here, you might as well start just ending combos with heavy pinwheel anyways, just so you can get that good style knockdown anyways. You know, they're not going to be able to hit buttons. To hit with a meaty throw, you just need to do the tiniest delay, then hit throw, and it'll be so meaty that they'll wake up into the throw active frames. Medium punch will hit meaty. So it'll actually be +9 instead of the usual +7. And say if it gets blocked, same deal because it's hitting meaty, right? Now you can be +4. So it can be a lot more advantage. So once again, guess strike, guess throw, guess shimmy. It's all the good stuff. Super easy. Here's one for Feng Shui Engine. You're going to find yourself a lot of times, you could be an FSC in the corner. And if you have FSC and a singular Fuhajin stock, you can get a +42 frame knockdown setup, which is a safe jump. So it doesn't matter what the combo is up to a certain point. All it has to be at the end is heavy kick, heavy punch, and then your quarter circle forward heavy kick. And then this knockdown will be exactly +42 frames of advantage. So you can jump in and say Cammy or Kent or anyone with a reversal. They'll do a wake up reversal, even the fast ones, and you'll be able to safely jump and hit them if they're there to be hit. And if they're invincible, you can block and land in time. Now, I don't want to be remiss here and not give you another out as well. There is another way to set up a +42. You don't need to stock for this, although you need an even more specific route. So whatever Feng Shui combo you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is until this point, where it's going to be crouching heavy punch into heavy kick, and they cannot be off the ground before that. If you do it this way specifically, it'll give a juggle point that you can go into a heavy Fuhajin, and that will also give +42. So either way will work. As you can see, I can block there, right? So the safe jump is already valuable enough in and of itself, but it's twice as valuable for Juri in Feng Shui Engine, because then she gets effectively a mix-up beyond the safe jump. Because when you're in Feng Shui Engine, everything cancels and everything else, right? So you now have double overhead setups. So for one layer, it's the safe jump. The safe jump hits very deep, so you can't get the double overhead off that. But once you're sure they're not going to do anything, you either have the option for the safe jump or just the tiniest delay. The safe jump is auto time, tiniest delay, then let them get up normally and then start guessing double overhead or one overhead, then a low, like just to show an example here. So right there, both those attacks are both overheads. Both have to be stand blocked. Usually, you block the first overhead, then you immediately crouch block. That's Street Fighter instinct, right? That'll get you killed in that scenario. So once again here, double overhead. You do have to hit jump heavy punch kind of at the top of it, but this is an option that's available to you. And then you can just do this, go for like a low, or wait a little bit, then go for like the slight delay on like jump heavy kick, and then go for low just so you can get the actually combo if it hits, like, you know, on the off chance, right? There's a lot of layers you can do with this. But this is a pretty Juri only offense trick. Now, I want to give you access to one of her dirtiest tricks. So we already had double overheads, like that's already pretty crazy, right? But she can actually force a triple overhead, thanks to the fuzzy overhead mechanic. And you can do this off any safe jump or anytime if you just happen to be in Feng Shui Engine and they block a double overhead in Burnout specifically. I'll give you one more +42 safe jump setup here that's not relying on Feng Shui Engine, just so you can do this whenever. So all you gotta do here is have a stock available. So you can go into Ankensatsu, and it's a little weird. You have to do this off stand heavy punch. You cannot do this off forward heavy punch, but regardless, anyways, when you do it in this exact manner, it'll auto space itself, boom, +42. So that'll give us a safe jump, just like we talked about last section. So when they're in Burnout, they block a move, obviously, burnout, you take more block stun. And the few frames more of block stun means that if you were to trying to return to crouch, you can't. You can actually hold down back, and the game will register you as crouch blocking, but you will remain standing after you block the safe jump. So for example here, so we'll just do the setup, and you can do this, or you can do whatever, the one we mentioned earlier, right? In the previous section. But either way, safe jump. And we hit as deep as possible. And here's the thing. So we hit as deep as possible, and say you want to return to crouch block right after the fact. So for this setup, we'll be the dummy in the corner blocking this, right? And let me show you how this works. So I know what's going to come. I'll just block, right? Blocking doesn't kill you. Well, most of the time anyways. So I'll just block. And now crouch block right away after the fact. And what happened there? Because I'm in additional block stun because I'm in burnout, this bad boy will hit me while I'm still technically standing, but I'm not holding back. Therefore, I can't block overheads. So I'm standing, but crouch blocking. And due to the way this works, and this works this way in a lot of fighting games. This is not just Street Fighter, but due to the way it works, I get smoked. So if you get a safe jump setup or can hit very deep otherwise, and the opponent is in burnout, the threat of another overhead on top of whatever you're already doing is available. So the setup we talked about earlier in Feng Shui Engine with the double overhead could conceivably be a triple overhead. So here we are, overhead, 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 right? And if I block the first two, one, two, try to block the second, or the third one rather, I get smoked. So Juri is very available to bully people in the corner, because you're actually just flipping a coin at that point. Once you block the first one, you have to guess. You're in burnout, you have no drive reversal option, you have to guess. And naturally, from that overhead, right, we can do stuff like EX dive kick. And we can get like a level 3, we can go for a, like, whatever you want to do, world's your oyster. There's a lot of options available to you. You can make it hurt, is what I'm trying to say, right? So, Juri can really abuse opponents in the corner. Now, next up, I'm going to give you 2 layers of abusing either slow reversals or drive reversals. You know, not everyone has an invincible reversal, right? So, sucks for them. They got to use drive reversal or block. So, if that's the option, or if you just happen to have a slower reversal like Ed, because Ed has a 13 frame invincible reversal. It's invincible, but it's a little slower, and that's going to work out against them, right? So, we can do something basic like this that's very effective. Okay, this is going to seem dirty easy, and it is, but just because it's easy doesn't mean it's not effective, right? So, like, do basic knockdown with Fuhajin. Okay, step 1. Then after that, dash, drive rush. And then from the drive rush, crouch light punch. It's going to look like this. Okay, sure. +9. So from there, if it actually connects, going like crouch heavy punch, or doesn't really matter what you go for as long as you can get it, right? Okay, sure. Great. Perfect. And say if you have a normal wake up reversal, I'm going to get blown up. Oh no! But we don't do it against people with normal reversals. We're looking to bully people with either no reversals that can only rely on the universal drive reversal mechanic, which is slower, or slow reversals like Ed. So now, in this situation against Ed, same deal. Oh, I get the block in time. Didn't matter you were invincible, you didn't hit me fast enough for me not to recover from my crouching jab. And that's this in essence. If you know they only have certain moves they can wake up with, especially against characters that don't have invincible level 1s and they don't even have that to work with, this is Bully City. And he doesn't even have the level 1 to work with because his level 1's also slower, right? So, cool, get the block in time, right? So, this is a way to bully hyper-specific characters. Like, normally you do not need, like, off-medium Fuhajin, as we've talked about now in some detail. Like, you don't need, like, to burn resources. You can just dash, walk forward, and you get strike throw out of the gate. But strike throw might not save you against a reversal. In this specific scenario, against these specific moves, be it a drive reversal or a slow reversal in general, you can do this specific auto time setup after the knockdown, just DR jab. And if it's a slow reversal, you'll just recover in time to block. And if not, if they block, hey, you're super plus. If you hit, cool, you get a combo, right? It works out for you no matter what. And characters like Ed are kind of screwed. So it's a fun little piece of tech. Now, here comes the next layer of that, the next abuse of that. This is a more advanced option select. Juri's not the only character that can do this. There's a couple characters that can abuse inputs in this way, like Mai and Terry can as well. But this is the Juri guide, so we're going to give you the Juri example. And this works in the exact same setups and scenarios I mentioned in the previous section, like Ed or drive reversal only. But in a situation where you're more likely to be drive reversal, even with a character with a regular reversal, like when you're in burnout. Because this is a knockdown pressure setup. And if you're in burnout, specifically, and you knock them down, they're much more incentivized to do a drive reversal versus a normal reversal. Because when you're in burnout, drive reversal is completely safe on block. Like, it's -2, which I guess is not ideal, but it's completely safe on block versus like whatever reversal, big reversal whiff will still be like -30 something or 40 something, right? So when you're in burnout, they're more likely to do a drive reversal, and you're counting on that. And this comes off the humble throw in the corner. Like, that's gonna happen. Juri has great corner carry, and she already gets a lot of good pressure off her throw in the corner anyways, right? So this is gonna be a setup where I'm gonna do my basic throw, dash forward, and then I'm going to do something that's going to trick the game's inputs. And if they block, nothing. If they go for drive reversal, well, let me show you. So first we're going to go with block. Okay, it just looks like I did a basic block string. Okay, sure. You might notice my inputs there. I got more buttons than I need, but there's a reason for that. Now, actually, next layer, let's say it actually hits. Like, I just hit them for whatever reason. They hit a button or something. Oh, okay, I guess I had a combo. I'm going to get crouch, light kick, stand, light punch as part of what I'm doing. And then at which point, okay, I can just hit confirm stand, light kick because that has a great range. Go into pinwheel, and that has its own set of Oki. Great. Don't expect that. Like, it's not impossible, though, is what I'm saying. But now, what if they go for what I want them to go for that drive reversal? Exact same setup. Oh, what? I just hit him with a level 1. What's going on there? Conversely, I can go for level 3 as well. So what am I doing? What is this sorcery here? Well, it has to do with weird things of how the game reads buffers and inputs, and we're about to get scientific, and your eyes are going to roll in the back of your head. But let's talk about it. Okay, I'm turning off burnout now because it doesn't matter at this point. So what I am doing is I'm going crouch, light kick, and then either quarter circle forward, light punch and light kick at the same time for the level 1 super, or down, light kick, and then quarter circle back, light punch and light kick at the same time for the level 3. If they are not there to be hit, i.e. they're doing a drive reversal, or maybe once again like Ed, they're just got a slow level 3. So this works in those same situations the last time. I'm just using drive reversal, but they have a slow reversal anyways. This will also work. So if they're not there to hit, I'm going to do this, whiff, and then immediately go into whichever super. If they're there to be hit, either on actual hit or on block, I'll just do my chain. So the reason this all works is because, like, crouch light kick is not super cancelable. You can't go into supers from crouch light kick. It doesn't work. So even if you put a valid motion into the game, it will not accept it because it literally cannot go into the super move. Now, stand light punch can, pretty as you please. But if this connects block or hit, won't take it as an input. So when you do the motion and you hit light punch and light kick at the same time, the game will go, oh, well, that'll chain in the stand light punch, and then I'll just give you stand light punch instead. So I'll give you a quick little 2-hit combo. So you hit down and light kick. Quarter circle forward, light punch, light kick. Or quarter circle back, light punch, light kick. And it'll give you the level 1 or level 3 super accordingly. And yes, your input's got to be pretty fast and pretty precise. This is an advanced layer option select. You can't slop your way through this. If they are invincible and it's slow, drive reversal or like edge reversal or whatever, then this is going to happen. And your reversal is going to come out instead. We're using burnout as an example once again here because they're more incentivized to drive reversal instead of a regular reversal, because if it gets blocked, it's completely safe when you're in burnout, right? So we're playing their strategy against them. So it's a little complex, it's a little advanced, it's a I would say kind of edge case as well, but it is powerful tech. And can turn what the opponent thinks is a sure deal into a round loss. So more high-level advanced stuff, but keep it in mind because it might win you a game. And that's the big Juri guide. So we covered a lot of topics, beginner stuff to, in the very last section, pretty advanced stuff as well, and a lot of points in between. And if you've made it this far, if you could leave a like, it'd be very appreciated. I'm sure this guide's long enough. I'm thinking hour and a half. We'll see where it is in editing. But yeah, so Juri is a fun character. She's a popular character, for a lot of very obvious reasons. And but she's fun to play. She plays good Street Fighter. So whatever your motivations may be to pick Juri initially, she can play some good damn Street Fighter 6. So if you're just looking to have a good time with the game, like legitimately, she's actually one of the better characters for it because she can kind of do everything you want out of this game with very little in the way of like drawbacks or like weaknesses. The only real weakness, like the biggest weakness is she doesn't have any super overwhelming strengths. She's definitely closer to like an all-rounder character, definitely a bigger focus on neutral and footsies. In more realistic gameplay, like a lot of her gameplay is just, it's going to be basic buttons. Like it ain't going to be a lot of big fancy highlight reel stuff. Not to say she can't do the big fancy highlight reel stuff, because she absolutely can. But it's just, you're going to win up pure fundamentals 9 times out of 10. And, for some, that also is a draw. Big buttons, good walk speed, easy combos for the most part. And yes, hard combos as well. Don't worry, we got those, but you don't need the hard combos. Those are nice to know, you don't need them. And Juri is definitely a character that's only really gotten buffs over the game's life. And I don't expect that to ever change. Just buffs. So I can't ever see them nerfing Juri. She's one of those characters where she's like sleeper tier, in that she'll never be the character that's like the villain of the month, but she'll always do well, right? She'll always get some placings in tournaments. Maybe you win the odd tournament here or there, and everyone like, oh, that's Juri. It'll happen every now and then. So she's a good investment. She's worth your time in that way. She's only ever going to get buffed. She's never going to get nerfed, and she's always going to be good. At worst, she'll still be better than over half the cast. So like, that's a good place to be. So that's a good point to invest in a character. So hopefully this video will help you invest time in Juri and give you a lot of the information you need to be armed with to start your Juri journey. And that all said, my friends, hey, that is it for me. This video is long enough. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.